Arthur's point of view. T wants to take Cook with himself on his home, but Yoongi stopped him at his place. He calmly made both of them realize their mistake. He made delicious food for everyone, but after seeing the food, Jimin became so furious because he can't eat that. He shouted on Yoongi and straight went to Jimmy to complain about Yoongi by stomping his feet like a baby. Yoongi went behind him to coax him. T was shocked to see Yoongi's this changed behavior. For him, Yoongi was the most strictest person. Jimin wants pinky promise from Yoongi, but Yoongi denied it. Let's see what happens next. Jimin still covered his face. First give me pinky promise. Yoongi, what? No ways. I will not do this childish act. Jimin, then I will also not show my face to you. Sassy Jimin. Yoongi, okay fine, joined his pinky finger with Jimin's. Jimin became super happy and immediately removed his hand from his face. Yoongi crossed arm. You are becoming so demanding day by day. Now come and have your food. Jimin was giggling before, but after hearing dinner's name, his face turned sad and small because now he has to eat that grass and that too with bitter juice. Jimin, can't I skip today's dinner? Yoongi didn't answer him. He held Jimin's hand and dragged him to the dining room. Taekook also ran to the dining room as soon as possible. Yoongi came into the dining room by dragging pouty Jimin. He saw Taekook were sitting on the chairs. They hadn't started eating yet. From where they started eating when they were busy enjoying Yoonmin's drama. Yoongi to Jimin, go and sit. To Taekook, you hadn't started eating yet. Raised his one eyebrow. T nervously, Hyang. Cook, we are waiting for you. T, yeah, Hyang. Cook is right. We are waiting for you too. How can we eat without you? Arthur, yeah, liars. Yoongi coldly. Yoongi went to kitchen and again reheated the dinner and came into dining room. Jimin saw everyone's plate which filled with delicious food. His mouth filled with water, which he immediately gulped. Yoongi sat pout. Where is my dinner? Yoongi, while sitting on his chair, I didn't cook any special food for you. Jimin mumbles. Yeah, you spend your all the time to cook for them. Taekook, why would you cook a special dinner for me? Cute complaining pout. Yoongi, what are you mumbling? Why aren't you eating the food? Jimin, sad voice. What do I eat? Here? Yoongi, here is so many food. Can't you see them? Jimin, I can see them, but I can't eat them na. Gulped. Yoongi, serve the food for Jimin. Who told you that? Of course you can eat them as much as you want, but don't overeat, okay? Jimin, shiny sparkly eyes. Really? I can eat them? Yoongi gave him the bowl with full of tasty dishes. You can. Jimin didn't waste any second and started eating hurriedly. Yoongi snatched his food. What are you doing? It's so hot. Jimin looked at Yoongi. No, my food. Ah. Yoongi, mad. Don't look at me like this. Jimin wins. Give me back my food. After ages I get to taste tasty food. Cute complaining pout. Yoongi, no, you can't eat this. Jimin, hey, it's cheating. You told me that I can eat as much as I want. And now you said I can't eat this. Jimin, I will eat slowly. Now please give me food. Yoongi gave him the bowl again. But remember, eat slowly. Jimin excitedly take it from Yoongi's hand. Okay, thank you. I smiled. He happily started eating the food. Yoongi smiled a little to see happy Jimin. They both, Yoonmin, forgot that Taekook were also there and enjoying their cute bickering drama. Cook slowly hit Jimin's leg. Jimin, share some food with me na. Jimin looked at him and hid his food with his tiny hands. B, did you share your food with me? No, you didn't. You complained to Yoon. Cook, sharing is caring na. Jimin, not for today. I will not share my food with anyone. Nom. It's so delicious. He again started eating while pouting. Yoongi looked at him and thought in his mind. Yoongi, in mind, how is he eating food? I just wanna hold his pout. He was only thinking and Cook actually held his Jimin's spout with his chopsticks and Jimin started hitting him. Cook, still holding his spout. Jimin, you look like a duck. Yoongi held the glass with full of anger. The glass was about to break. T looked at Yoongi and gulped hard to see his. He immediately hit Cook's thighs to indicate him to free Jimin. Cook wants to argue but then he saw Yoongi's red eyes and immediately left Jimin. Jimin, you giant bunny. Wait, I will not buy you any banana milk from now onwards. He didn't know what is happening here. Yoongi, excuse me. Yoongi excused himself and went to kitchen to throw the glass into dustbin before Jimin got to know about this. Time skipped after some times. Everyone was sitting in the living room. They all were chit-chatting. Yoongi's mood is also good after seeing Jimin's happy face and giggling voice. T. So now we should leave Hyang. Cook, come let's go. Yoongi, you aren't going anywhere at this time. It's already very late. It's not safe to drive. T. Hyang, I'm not a kid anymore. Yoongi, you aren't big enough though. Jimin, you both can sleep in my room. T. But you, where do you sleep? Jimin, I will sleep in guest room. We have plenty of guest rooms. I will sleep anywhere. Yoongi, but Jimin, it's okay Yoon, I am very adjustable. Yoongi looked at him with sodden face. I will see you, Mr. Adjustable. T. Are you sure? Jimin, yeah, I am 1000% sure. You just go and sleep there. Cook hugged Jimin tightly. Thank you, Jimin. Taekook left from there. Now only Yoonmin were there. Jimin turned to Yoongi. Yoon, give me guest room's key. Yoongi, we don't have any guest room. Jimin, shocked. What? Yoongi, don't be shocked. We have only one spare room which I already gave to you. Jimin, okay then give me any other room's key. Yoongi, we don't have any other room. Jimin widened his eyes. What? Are you kidding me, right? I myself saw there are so many rooms. Yoongi, yeah, it has, but not suitable for living. They all are so dirty. They are locked for many years. You can't sleep there. Jimin wins. Then why didn't you inform me earlier? Yoongi, I tried to inform you, but you cut off me and said I'm very adjustable, mimicking Jimin's voice. Jimin, you are so bad, Yoon. Yoongi, then who told you to cut off my words? Now suffer. Jimin, Mini Yooni. Yoongi, stop crying and think where will you sleep? Jimin plopped himself on the couch and immediately got an idea. Jimin, idea? Yoongi, what idea? Jimin, I will sleep here on the couch. Yoongi looked at the couch. How will you sleep here? You will fall and get hurt. Jimin, nothing will happen, Yoon. It's a big couch. Jimmy is here too. I will sleep here peacefully while talking with him, Jimmy. Yoongi, are you sure? Jimin confidently, yes. Yoongi went into his room to sleep and Jimin was talking with Jimmy and slept unknowingly. Time skipped after a few hours. Yoongi came into living room to check Jimin. It was too dark. He even brought a blanket for him as he knew Jimin was sleeping without blanket. Yoongi, I knew it. He will not take any blanket. He is still pouting even in sleep. Yoongi covered Jimin with the blanket and placed some cushion on the floor so that if he fall on the ground then also don't get hurt. He is very caring person but never showed this side to others. After confirming that Jimin is safe and secure, he went to his room. Time skipped in the morning. Yoongi as usual woke up first and did his morning routine. He came to living room to wake Jimin as he knew Jimin is sleeping in the living room. Yoongi shook Jimin a little. Jimin, wake up. Jimin opened his eyes and looked at Yoongi and then again covered himself with the blanket and sleep. Yoongi was stunned by this behavior. Yoongi, I told you to wake up, not to sleep again. Come on, get up. We have to go to the garden park. Jimin didn't bother. He was sleeping peacefully, but Yoongi is Yoongi. He made Jimin sad by holding his hand. Jimin wins. Let me sleep now. I'm too sleepy. Yoongi, no. Now it's time to wake up. Jimin, irritated. Okay, fine. Stood up and about to go to his room, but Yoongi stopped him. Yoongi, in mind. Taekook are sleeping in my kid's room. What if he's again see anything? I can't trust on that two powered boys. Taekook, I have to protect my kid's innocence. Jimin, now what? Why did you stop me? Yoongi, wait here, let me check Taekook, then you can go. Don't you dare to follow me. Jimin, sleepy voice. Yoongi went to Jimin's room. He knocked the door, but it was open. When he touched the door, his eyes widened when he saw how Taekook was sleeping. Yoongi, in mind, oh my, how are these two sleeping? Meanwhile, Taekook was sleeping like this. Yoongi, just look at these two. And what's wrong with this bunny boy? He sleeps with my kid like a boyfriend and his own boyfriend. He's sleeping like a stranger. I thought only T is unique and crackhead, but I was so wrong. He found the person with same brain cells. They both are perfectly made for each other. Both are unpredictable and crackheads. How will they both live together? Arthur, you don't need to think about them. You should think about your kid who again fell asleep while sitting. Yoongi, you again came to disturb me. Go and do your work. Arthur, rude mini Yoonmi, flew away. Yoongi, she left. It's good. My kid's innocent is safe, at least for now. He can come here now. Meanwhile, with Jimin, he came into living room and found Jimin was sleeping while sitting. He will fall at any time. Yoongi was just thinking and Jimin fall, but Yoongi hold him before he fall on the ground and again made him sleep on the couch carefully. He tucked him to it. He sat beside him and started stroking his hair so that he will sleep more comfortably. What's wrong with Yoongi? He wasn't like this. He never get attracted by anyone. Then what happened with him now? Why is he attracting towards Jimin? Why does he this much soft for Jimin? How does he allow Jimin to do anything? Doesn't he hate indiscipline and didn't take much time to correct them whoever dared to discipline? Then what happened with Jimin? Why can't he scold Jimin? Why can't he show his cold stone side to him? Why does he always melt like butter? Why does he treat Jimin differently? To be honest, Yoongi doesn't know what happened to him. Why couldn't he control his emotions? Why he always smiled whenever he saw Jimin's face? Why does he always feel warm and special with Jimin's company? Why does he always want to come home early to spend some time with his angel, his kid? It's because Jimin changed that cold-hearted person Yoongi to soft and caring Yoon. Jimin make his special place in Yoongi's heartless heart. Yoongi, he's looking so cute, just like a soft fluffy ball. I will always protect my angry bird. He's sleeping while pouting. Look how innocent he looks while sleeping. But when he wakes up, he starts yelling and complaining. Yeah, nowadays he started yelling. Who can say that this little kid who used to shudder while talking with me now started yelling on me without any fear? Oh, Mappa truly brought an angel for me. Sleep well, kid. Stroking his hairs last time before going to his room for taking bath. Time skipped after some times. Yoongi was making breakfast for everyone and Jimin was sleeping peacefully in the living room. After 10 minutes, Jimin woke up and found himself tucked in to do it. He quickly picked his mobile and checked the time. His eyes widened after seeing the time. He immediately remembered that Yoongi woke up, but he again fell asleep. He looked here and there but couldn't find Yoongi, so he started shouting. Jimin shouts, Yoon! Yoon! Yoongi shouts back from the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen. He immediately ran to kitchen. In the kitchen, he saw Yoongi was cooking the breakfast. He went near him and angrily said, Jimin, cute big angry pout. Yoon! Yoongi looked at him. Yeah, and what's with this big pout? Jimin, why didn't you wake me up? Yoongi, I had woken you up, but you again fall asleep. Jimin, so what? You should have woken me up again. Yoongi stopped working and looked at him while crossing his arm. First lower your volume, I'm not deaf, I can hear you. Jimin, scared a little but didn't left his sassiness. Then why aren't you answering me? Yoongi, I answered, and wait a minute, do you think I don't have any other work rather than waking you up? Jimin wins. When did I say that? Yoongi, you didn't say but you mean it. Jimin, Now you can't scold me for not going to the garden park. It's all your fault. I was willing to go, but you didn't wake me up on the time. Because of that, I missed today's running. Yoongi, amazed by his words, I wasn't even going to scold you. Jimin, shocked, really? Opened his mouth wide. Yoongi, really? Now close your mouth and do your morning routine. If you will late for breakfast, then you will not get any breakfast. Jimin, I will not late, immediately ran towards his room. Yoongi shouts, don't run, as he already left without listening to me. Again started doing his work. Jimin came back and hugged Yoongi tightly from behind and said, Jimin, thank you so much for letting me sleep and not scolding me. Yoongi turned around to say something, but Jimin already ran from there while shouting, I don't wanna late for breakfast. Yoongi smiled a little. My cute little kid. Aren't our Jim got more courage nowadays? Don't you think he deserves something? He is showing this much courage now, then what will happen when Yoonmin become a real couple? Tell me your views. Time skipped at the college. T dropped Jimin at the college as he and Cook were going there. Jimin was concentrating on his lecture and Cook was sitting beside him. Jimin was full concentrating on his lecture, but he couldn't understand anything because professor explained everything in a hurry, which makes him difficult to understand. But he tried his best. Soon lecture over and professor left the class after giving them assignments. Jimin turned to Cook who was searching something into his bag. Jimin, Cook, what are you doing? Cook, I'm searching my notebook. Jimin, which notebook? Cook, I brought a spare notebook in the morning, but now I couldn't find it. Jimin, new notebook? What will you do with new notebook? Cook, I will give the test. Jimin, panicked. Test? Which test? Do we have any test? Why didn't you told me earlier? Cook, hold on Jimin, there isn't any test. Jimin, but you said you will give test. Cook, yeah, I was talking about math test. Look, this period is free, right? Jimin nodded his head. Right. Cook, sir, T also has a free period. Jimin, so? Cook, so I will go to him and give the test which he was taken yesterday. Jimin, but you already gave it yesterday, na? Then why do you want to give it again? Does he say to give the test again? Cook shook his head. No, he doesn't say anything. But I want to show him that I didn't cheat. I've solved the problems by myself. Jimin, didn't everything fine between you two? Cook, yes, everything is fine, but I wanna prove my innocence. His slap didn't hurt me that much his cheating accuse hurt me, said in sad voice. Jimin rubbed his hand to calm him down. Hey, Cook, don't be feel sad. Cook, I'm fine, Jimin. I'm going to his cabin. I will meet you later, bye. Jimin, wait, Cook, take my notebook. Gave him his spare notebook. Cook happily took the notebook from his hand. Thank you, Jimin. And from there, Jimin's point of view, I hope everything will be fine between them. Taekook. Cook is really hurt by Sir's behavior. He tries his best to give him his best academic result. I wish he will top again. But now what will I do? Let's do today's assignment. Started doing his assignment. Cook knocked on the door. May I come in, sir? Deep voice. Yes, come in. Cook came inside and closed the door properly. T became happy to see Cook here but maintained his poker face and said, T, you here? Do you want anything? Cook nodded his head. Actually, sir, I came here to give yesterday's test. Can you please take my retest? T, retest? No, you don't need to give any retest. Cook, please, sir, I really wanna give. I will not take more time. This is my free period. I will give the test in just 20 minutes. Please don't deny it. T, but why do you want to give retest? Cook, because I want to prove my innocence. I want to show that I didn't cheat yesterday. T, guilty started eating him from inside. Cook, I'm really sorry for my yesterday's behavior. I wasn't in my right sense. Anger took over me and I said many things to you which I never meant to say. Please don't took them on your heart. I really didn't mean that. Cook, it's okay, sir. You weren't completely wrong. You were right at your please. Give me a chance to prove my innocence, T. But Cook, no but, sir. I'm doing this for my self-satisfaction. Please don't deny it, please. T, melted by his pleas. Okay, come and sit here in front of him. Cook happily sat on the chair and immediately gave his notebook to T. Cook, here is my notebook. T took notebook from Cook's hand and gave him 5 sums to solve. Cook started solving the sums. He was very happy because he knows how to solve it. Yoongi already taught him and explained everything very well. T was looking at Cook's happy face. He smiled to see him happy again. Past few days were terrible for him. T saw how he solved the problems. He was very happy to see Cook was doing very well, but then guilt hit him hard. He slapped him yesterday and accused him for cheating, but the truth was that he hadn't cheated. He had done everything by his own. This guilt was eating him from inside. He was just thinking about his earlier behavior. Just then Cook shook him a little. Cook shook him a little. Sir. T. Cook, I'm done. Gave him his notebook. T looked at his wristwatch. This early? You still have 5 minutes. You should recheck your answers. Cook, I already did, sir. T took the notebook from his hand. Okay, now go and sit on the couch. I will call you after checking it. Cook, okay. Cook went there and sat on the couch. He was very nervous. He was started shaking his leg out of nervousness. He knows that he solved all the problems correctly, but is still nervous. Very nervous. Meanwhile, T was checking test. He doesn't has any expression on his face, which scared Cook even more. After 5 minutes, T calls Cook near him. T, deep voice, Cook, come here. Cook nervously went there and stand beside him while placing his hand behind his back. Cook, yes sir. T, first tell me from where you learned this method to solve the problem. I didn't taught you. Cook, why sir? Have I made any mistake? T, deep scary voice. First give the answer of my question. Cook, scared. Sugar Young taught me and Jimin this method day before yesterday when I went to his mansion for completing my assignments. I was trying to solve the problem given by you, but as I wasn't concentrating on your lecture, I didn't know how to solve that. I even asked this from Jimin, but he also didn't know. Then we went to Sugar Yang. He told us that come to him if we need his help. So we went to him and he taught us how to solve this problem. He even taught us many tricks to solve the problem quickly. T, shocked to hear this. Sugar Yang taught you this? Cook nodded his head. Yes, he did. T, did he punish or scold you while teaching? Cook shook his head. No, he didn't scold us even for one time. You know, Jimin didn't understand anything, but Sugar Yang kept explaining him until he understood everything. He didn't scold Jimin, not even raising his voice. He taught us calmly. T, more shocked. Not even a little bit scolding? Cook shook his head. No. T, I can't believe it. When he taught me, he taught less and scolded more. And he only explained one time. What happened to him now? From whence he changed this much? Cook, if you don't believe me, then you can ask to him. T, no, I didn't mean it. I just can't digest his new changing behavior. Tell me, did he ask why didn't you know how to solve the problems? Cook nodded his head. He asked about it and I honestly told him everything. T, then also he didn't scold you? Cook shook his head. No, he didn't scold me. He calmly made me understand that I did wrong. I shouldn't help the other student in ongoing lecture. T, shocked. That's it? Cook, that's it. T, wow. If I was in your place, then till now I was dead meat. He beat the hell out of me. He scolded me even on a small mistakes. He slapped me because I forgot the formula. But see, he didn't say anything to you two. Jikook. Cook, he wasn't that much strict like you told me about him. T, yeah. I think his all this strictness was only for me. He really changed a lot. He isn't my Sugar Yang whom I know. His hands and cane speaks more than him. Cook, I don't think so. We saw at the last night how he went to coax Jimin. He didn't look scary. Even Jimin was literally shouting on him, but he didn't say anything to him. I think you excrete about him. T, yeah. Cook, anyways, how's my test? Did I solve it correctly? T, gave him his notebook. See it by yourself. To be continued. Questions. How's the episode? Would Cook have got full marks? Jimin still has one last punishment. What could it be? Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all like it. Very long episode for you all. Next episode is gonna very exciting. Wanna hint? Okay, so in next episode Jimin is gonna hurt and cry hard and say so many hurtful words to Yoongi. So much drama is coming. You will gonna love. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.